Hari Om. Good evening, everybody. A very warm welcome to all of you. Please come. First, let's take the blessings and then we listen to the divine preachings of Lord Krishna. Ashato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya sahana vavatu sahano bhunaktu sahaviryam karavavahai tejasvina vadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. O Lord, the Almighty, who also has the divine names Sarva Lakshanaha, Lakshanyaha, Lakshmivan, Samitinjaya. To such a divine and omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient Lord, together with Shraddha, Bhakti, Jnana, Vairagya, Prapatti, we offer our humble salutations at your divine feet. To seek your grace, your mercy, your blessings, your love, your compassion. O Lord, bless us with the divine qualities of Shraddha, Bhakti, Jnana, Vairagya, Prapatti, Mumukshutva in much more elated quantity, only and only to reach, to understand, to see within our own selves thy divine nature and experience bliss within us. We beseech in you that at the end of our lives, we reach thy holy feet. Om Tat Sat. Today we are on our Divine Discourse number 347 on the 6th of September 2023. Shobhana Kratnama Samvatsara Dakshinayana Varsharuto Shravana Masa Krishna Paksha Saptami Kritika Nakshatra Harshana Yoge Balavakarane. On this auspicious day of Wednesday, the night before Lord Krishna is going to be born, on such a divine auspicious day, we all seek your grace, mercy, and blessings. Naham karta, hari preranaya, hari prityartam. We take a firm vow that whatever is happening in my life, be it through a person, place, object, situation, circumstance, incident, everything I truly understand, O Lord, that it is at your behest, at your command. All this is happening only and only to uplift me from this ocean of births and deaths. I trust in your moves. I don't doubt a bit. With that faith and devotion, I continue to accept with the attitude of prasada buddhi and live my life peacefully and with compassion and love. Om Sat. Hari Om everybody. A very warm welcome to all of you. Happy Janmashtami, a blissful Janmashtami to all of you. So today we are fortunate that by coincidence, it has so happened that we are starting a new chapter, Karma Sanyasa Yoga, chapter number 5. So now, let's understand. In fact, in the introduction itself, you get to understand so many lovely and beautiful things. What Lord Krishna is trying to convey us. The great teachers who have written the commentaries on the precise verses what Lord Krishna has told Arjuna, the way they have expanded those verses and given us that in-depth treasure of those verses, that is something which is really applauding. So, Karma Sanyasa Yoga. In the 4th chapter it was Jnana Karma Sanyasa Yoga. Now the Lord talks about Karma Sanyasa Yoga. So one should understand the first 6 chapters in the Gita are also known as Karma Shatakam. Shatakam means 6. And what are the first 6 chapters talking about? Karma, karma, karma. Because in life there is nothing else other than karma if you see carefully. And karma is the only cause and reason for your bondage as well as liberation. So what essentially happens here is one needs to know how to do karma. One needs to know who is doing this karma. And one needs to know the science behind karma in terms of sannyasa. So now, Arjuna basically the Lord Krishna here, he focuses on the doubts and anxieties, you can say, of Arjuna. Because Arjuna is so much confused. What are his questions? What should I do? Should I do karma or not? Should I give up karma? What is karma? What are the effects of karma? If we do not do karma, then what next? Or if I give up karma, and focus only on jnana, then what will I get with that jnana? So this way, Arjuna expresses all his doubts one after another to Lord Krishna. And in reply to all these doubts, again what Arjuna is expressing, comes the 5th chapter, Karma Sanyasa Yoga. Which means, direct translation, to give up karma. Karma Sanyasa means what? Give up karma. And in this way, yoga means what? Become one with the Lord. So, to renounce what we call as tyaga. How do I renounce karma? Samyak nyasaha sanyasaha. What is the meaning of this? Nyasaha. For sannyasa, now we are trying to understand the word sannyasa. Samyak nyasaha sanyasaha. Nyasaha means to give up, to renounce. That's what we know, Sannyasa means giving up, renouncing, renunciation. But in Sanskrit itself, there is another meaning known as hold on. Hold on to it. Catch hold of it. Nyasaha. So, like if you have seen in the puja vidhan and a process of various rituals, what we do anganyasa, karanyasa, digbandha in puja and various other meditation. Here what it means is, nyasa means here you are holding. Anganyasa, karanyasa. But when it comes to Vedanta, the meaning changes completely 360 degree. It becomes give up, relinquish. So one has to understand this sannyasa in the right context. So now, what kind of a renunciation? How do you renounce? Samyak nyasaha. Samyak means in the right manner, systematically, proportionately, appropriately. Samyak. So, in all these adjectives what I used, if you do this giving up or holding on, depending on the context, if you do that, that becomes sannyasa. So now, see, this very word, Arjuna is under a great confusion. As it is, he is disturbed in his mind. He does not know what to do. He has given up everything and he is kneeling down with his bow and arrow on the ground. So now he's in that confusion. He says, "Oh Krishna, should I give up karma? Or should I do karma?" Doing karma means what? Fight and do my dharma or duty. That is his karma. Or renounce karma and do yoga sannyasa, meaning I just focus on jnana. So now to get this right understanding, Lord Krishna says, first you need to know, understand the meaning of karma. Don't just jump into some understanding. Understand what is the meaning of karma. So now we'll get into that process. Kru. Kru is the root word or the dhatu for karma in Sanskrit. Means what? To do. Which means for every karma or action, there has to be a person. Now analyze carefully. Yeah? Kru means to do action. And how can action happen without a person? There has to be a person. And that person who is doing it, the kartru, he becomes the kartru. So, karma sakartrukam natu akartrukam. What is the meaning of this? Any karma, if it has to happen, only if a person is doing it, then only karma happens. Karma just doesn't happen out of thin air. There has to be a person. So now, let's look at Prakriti, nature. A tremendous activity is going on in nature. You see a sunrise, you see a sunset to the dot. On this particular day of the year, you see the sun rising and the sun setting. And this particular night of the year, you see the moon rising and the moon setting. The rainy seasons come, winter comes, spring comes, the summer comes. Humans, animals, birds, fishes, worms, insects are all being born and they die. You see, morning and night, there is sunrise and sunset happening. Along with the moon rising and setting, you see the oceans also, they swell. The rivers are flowing. The trees, the plants, the herbs, they all grow at their own pace. And at one point they die. So now if you carefully see, all these are nothing but reflections of karma done by Prakriti. All this is not happening just by chance. Cosmos it's a Greek word, and the meaning of cosmos means order. Everything has a precise order here. So when you see this nature, who is, you can call it as the person, you see that there is all this activity is driven by that nature. So much of activity is going on. So that person who is doing all this activity, that someone here is known as the Karta. Now our Shastra, they question this, who is doing all this? For example, now we all are having a mobile. If someone asks you, from where did you get your mobile? The immediate reply you will say, I got it from so and so shop. Or you will say, I got it online. Now, where did that shopkeeper get this mobile? He got it from probably a distributor or from the company directly who has manufactured it. So take any product. It can be your watch, your book, your pen, your laptop, your table, your fan. Each and every product which comes into existence, before it came into existence, there is somebody who has manufactured it. Nothing just falls from air, excepting rain. So anything what we see in life, if we see any object, then we are sure that some karma has occurred behind bringing that object into existence. Some karma means some action by somebody has occurred to bring it into existence. So these karmas must have happened surely through someone or even many also. So while you see these about to, and we get this understanding, we will not only be able to see or experience any object or anything in this world, but we get that clear understanding that there is somebody behind each and everything which we are experiencing in the world. So now taking the same logic or analogy forward, the Shastras put forth a question to us. You see, so much activity is happening in nature. Who is behind all this? Just ask. See, these are very deep things which we are discussing over here. Attentively. Even maybe you can close your eyes and observe this. Yes, true. Not a single product which I see in my house or in the world comes without somebody working behind it. So which means When I see this magnificent nature around me, the mountains, the rivers, the oceans, the sky, the sun, the moon, all the planets, there is somebody who is working behind this. Some people say, what God? What are you talking? Where is God? Have you seen God? Some people say this. You have to just give this explanation. The simple explanation what we understood here. Starting from a product which we use in our life, as there is a person behind it, then in this entire nature also, there is some power, there is some force which is controlling this entire creation. That's the best answer you can give to somebody who says, where is God? Have you seen God? This kind of nonsense. So nature springs up. This whole creation has sprung up. And the cause is required. Some cause is required for this existence. Karanam vina karya kadapi na samupadyate. Karanam vina karya. Karanam means cause. Without a cause, karya. Karya is that effect. Kadapi, never. Na samupadyate. Will never happen. Without a karanam, a reason, karyam, meaning a karya, will not happen. An action will not happen. So, karanam is prominent. Karanam means the cause is prominent and it is inevitable. Take it for granted that whatever happens in our life, because there is a reason, and one of the most prominent reason one can give is your prarabdha karma. That is the cause for everything that is happening in our life. There are people who work for 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, sweating in the sun. They are working so hard. What do they get at the end of the day? Some 200 or 300 or 400 rupees. But there is somebody who is sitting in an AC room, sipping coffee or tea, and in a boardroom or in a luxurious car, talking over the mobile, he earns lakhs and crores of rupees. Karanam vina karya. So without a cause, there cannot be an action. So before every action, karma. Now, let's come back to the original understanding. Before this karma, there also has to be a karta. So when a person is speaking, like example, now I am speaking. You will say, I am speaking, correct? Actually, if you examine closely behind me, there is that is the actual speaker. I am not the speaker here. How do you say that? See, we have restricted our minds only to that extent that when you say you see somebody speaking, you say this X person or this Y or this Z person is speaking. But just go one step behind. He is not the real speaker. There is somebody who is the real speaker. How? You can say that you wanted to speak and you are speaking. Now I'll say I wanted to speak and I'm speaking. That's it. Who is that you are talking of behind me? Let's understand this. I'll give an example. Let's say there is a dumb person. Now the dumb person, you mean to say is enjoying being dumb? Obviously not. He also wants to speak. But can he speak? No. Why? There is a force within him which does not make him speak. Who made the dumb person, incapable of speaking, and who is making me eligible to speak? Now, did the dumb person decide while he was born that he will not speak? And did I decide when I was born that I am going to speak? No. So therefore, the Karta who gave me the skill to speak is the same one who did not give the same skill to the dumb person not to speak. Understand carefully. Sometimes some people go blind. Some problem in their eyes and they go blind. Now earlier that person was able to see so well, but he got some serious infection in his eyes and which went out of control and he became half blind or totally blind. So there is a force within us which regulates each and everything in our life. So, well, to talk about why one can speak and why the other cannot, it is the law of karma. We all know this. This is a huge, humongous topic which we are already aware of. Prarabdha karma, sanchita karma, agami karma. We know about all that. So, coming back, what is that we are going to learn in this 5th chapter now? Karma sanyasa yoga. That is our key thing now. So, the art of leaving or renouncing karma, or are we going to learn the art of holding on to the Supreme? So such a great depth in understanding sannyasa, in karma sannyasa yoga. While talking of karma being in the world, performing in the world, that Shastra or Vedas say, hold on to that Supreme who is doing through you, through this body, through this mind, and through the senses. Now that you understood the analogy of the dumb person and a person who can speak, know that anything which is happening, if I'm able to see, it is because of that Supreme who is through me doing all this. And the same Vedas, the Shastras, when it talks from a Vedantic angle, there it says, na karmana na prajaya dhanena na tyagena eke amrutatva manashu. Here it says, give up, give up, give up. The Upanishad says, my dear, you are unnecessarily getting attached. You are getting clinged to too many things in life. Give up and surrender to the reality, says the Vedas. So, now the same sannyasa, nyasa which we call, you use it to hold at some point of time, and at some point of time you use it to give up. So here Lord Krishna explains this dilemma in a great way. If you see Arjuna in the 3rd chapter, he has already asked this question. In verse number 1 and 2, what does he say? Jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tatkim karmani ghore mam niyojayasi keshava. He says, hey Janardana, you say that Jnana is more supreme or more better than karma. Saying that, why do you ask me to do such a demeaning task? Killing my own guru, killing my own cousins, my relatives, my friends. So this way, Vyamishreneva vakyena buddhim mohayamasimave tadekam vada nishchitya ekam vada. Tell me one thing nishchitya. Yena shreyo amapnuyam. What is that which is good to me? See, here it is not that he is asking for the first time. Lord Krishna is also trying to bring that inquisitiveness in him. See, sometimes, when we are in a discussion, somebody asks you a question and you go on answering in whatever way you want to answer. But that person again in between, he says, Are, you didn't tell me what I asked you. He again says, he repeats that same question. You understand? Are, how is this happening? You look at your own life, it does happen to us in our daily life. So you say you have to do karma, and again you say karma binds you. So therefore, Because of this karma and its effects, you are born, and due to this karma alone, you die, and you are born again. This karma brings you to bondage. So if I think of leaving karma, you say one cannot live without doing karma again. I don't want to do karma. I just want to. Why should I necessarily do karma? Then again, it is a good thing or a bad thing. If I do good or even I do bad, you get punya and papa respectively. And for gaining the fruits of that punya, which comes to you as sukha, and for gaining the fruits of papa, which comes to you as dukkha, you have to come back again. I don't want to do anything. So there in chapter 3 verse 5, you again said this. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtate akarmakrita paryate hyavashak karma sarva prakriti jair gunai. You said nobody in this creation can sustain or live without doing karma. So which means why? Because you are all made up of sattva, rajas and tamas, which constantly keep your tendencies within you, your instincts within you. They constantly keep churning and churning. Nahi kaschid kshanamapi, not even a second you can stay without doing anything. One cannot stop doing karma. One has to keep doing karma. So then again, Arjuna, what are you confusing me, Krishna? Tadekam vada. Nishchitya vada. Tell me decisively one thing. Don't tell me 10 things. Decisively. Don't put me into more confusion now. Telling me different things, what I should do, I'm not able to understand. My mind is getting enveloped with this delusion, moha. Moha means wrong understanding. I'm going mad, Krishna. What is this? Crazy. Tell me one thing, please. So Lord Krishna talks of the entire karma yoga if you see in chapter 3. Then again in chapter 4, he gives us jnana yoga. And Arjuna tells him, I have given you what karma is. Sorry, Lord Krishna says, I am not telling you to give up karma, but telling you now to understand the true meaning of karma and do karma in that way by which you will only keep growing in life. There is no papa, there is no punya. What happens is you only are growing up in life, means you are going closer and closer to God. The more closer you go to God, the more anxieties, fear, misery, disturbances in life, they move away from you. This is what Lord Krishna says. So for that you need to have this knowledge of karma in the most appropriate manner. Know what is karma and who is the karta behind every karma. Now this is important. Now what do we think? How do we get engrossed in karma? Because there is a karta who is doing an action. There is action, there is a karta, and there is a result of that action. Karanam vina karya kadapi nasamupadyate. There is a cause and there is an action. So, now concluding in the chapter 4, if we have seen, he prepares a foundation to chapter 5. In shloka number 41, Yoga sanyasta karmanam jnana sanchinna samshayam. He says, Arjuna, know with conviction. Who is the reason behind every action? Because of whom a karma happens in every jiva. Now we are coming to the crux now. Know this, you are doing an action. I as a jiva, I am doing an action. Now that action results to papa and punya. Now what do I think? I always think that I am doing. And when I see somebody in front of me, I always think that he is doing. So now the Lord here, he tries to tell us, neither you are doing, nor the person in front of you is doing. It is me who is in him and who is in you is doing that action. So every karma, talking, hearing, walking, sleeping, sitting, laughing, doubting, excreting, all this is being done. I know it is. Obviously, it looks like a person doing it. Trace out, find out who is the real person doing all this, because of whom all this happening. Yoga sanyasta karmanam. So here, yoga sanyasta karmanam, what is that? One who has renounced actions through yoga. Now we have learned this in the 41st verse of the previous chapter. Yoga sanyasta karmanam. Now I have renounced actions through yoga means through that real understanding, yoga, by becoming one with the Lord. I have lost my self-identity that I am a jiva. I am this individual being. I am this person who has this limited identity. I am not that. I have merged myself with Lord. And all the actions, whatever I have done, they could be right actions or the wrong actions. I have renounced those actions that I am not the doer. With that thorough knowledge that it is that only Supreme Chaitanya Shakti, reflecting in the Jivas as Chaitana Shakti, is doing all the actions. He is Jnana Sanchinna Samshaya, whose doubts have been fully dispelled or destroyed by Jnana knowledge. So in this way, Lord Krishna has said, now he has already prepared our mind. Now you don't pay much heed to the one who is doing karma. You know about this or not is not relevant. What karma is not relevant. What you need to know is who is the real one behind the visible doer. Now I am a visible doer talking in front of you. You are a visible listener who is listening to what I am talking. But let's start recognizing the real person in you and in me is that one person. If we start getting this, if we are successful in identifying the real doer, then what happens? As he said in the previous chapter again, Atmavantam na karmani nibadhanti dhananjaya. Meaning what? Atmavantam karmani na nibandhanti. The person who is established in this knowledge. O Dhananjay, if you are established in this knowledge, that neither I am the doer nor the person in front of me is the doer, then any type of karma, karmanam nibadhanti, they don't. So if you are successful here in identifying the true doer, then none of these karmas will bind you. You ask anybody, like you casually ask anybody, what do you do? What do I do? Meaning, you mean to say for a living? Yeah. He says, I work as a clerk in a bank, or he says, I work as a doctor, or he says, I work as a pilot. So many things. Then you say, no, I'm not asking for your profession or source of income. And I'm asking, how do you live? How do you live? Meaning, how are you living? So then you mean to say, you're saying that, how do I live? Meaning, yeah, I live with the oxygen I breathe. Now, if you go, a much detailed level, I live with this oxygen which is there in this atmosphere. I live out of that. Now, just ask a question to yourself. Do you know the amount of activity which is going on in our body? Just one simple question. That is ajnana. Tamosoma Jyotirgamaya. Tamasoma means from that ignorance. Jyotirgamaya, take me to the path of knowledge. My dear friend, 1 crore cells are born every second in your body. And at the same time, 1 crore cells die. The 1 crore cells which are born, the DNA, there is a photocopying machine within your body. That DNA is transferred from the existing cells to the new cells which are born, so that the activity can continue. 1 crore cells a second. And in 1 second, in 1 cell, there are about 1 lakh chemical reactions which take place. Now, try to understand this carefully. You are saying, I am this body. What do you know to say that I am this body? 1 second in 1 cell, 1 lakh chemical reactions. Your heart is pumping continuously 5 liters of blood every minute. 300 liters of blood every hour. And we get scared to see 1 or 2 drops of blood when they come out. 22 crore liters of blood is pumped, maybe in a span of 80 years of an average lifetime. The heart beats 1 lakh times a day, approximately. Your breathing, respiration is continuously going on, rhythmic inhaling and exhaling. Your digestion, it breaks down the nutrients, it is absorbed by the body, it is giving you energy. Don't eat for half a day, 1 day. What you'll feel? You will be sitting in one corner. No energy. You have lost all your energy. And here this entire digestive system is drawing that energy, giving to various parts of the body. And it is building blocks for growth and repair. There is an immunity system in your body which defends against all the harmful invaders like bacteria, viruses, all the foreign substances, constantly working to keep you healthy. There is a nervous system, the brain and the nervous system, they control all the bodily functions, allowing us to think, to move, to feel, to understand, to respond. And what about the muscle contractions? Muscles allow us to move, and they allow us to do simple tasks, like you are picking up an object. Now I'm shaking my hand. These are simple tasks. Now it allows you to run. It allows you to play a musical instrument if you want. Now there is an endocrine system which produces hormones by the glands. The endocrine, it regulates bodily functions like metabolism, growth, your mood swings. And another amazing factor is that blood clotting. When you get injured, our body immediately it forms a blood clot. It prevents the excessive bleeding, and that is a crucial survival mechanism. Look at the kidneys, the filtration. The kidneys filter waste products from the blood, it gives a balanced and internal environment by regulating the electrolytes and the fluid levels. And the most amazing part is the reproduction system. Miraculous function. Look at what is there in a woman. That process of pregnancy, childbirth is something awe-striking, awe-inspiring. The DNA replication, what I told you, the photocopying machines, the cells, they constantly replicate DNA accurately during the cell division, ensuring that the genetic information is passed on correctly. Then you have this homeostasis. The body maintains a stable internal environment, the temperature. You have the sensory perception, the cellular respiration, the wound healing. My God, it goes on and on and on. Why I'm saying this, why I took this at such a great depth is, understand, my dear, that you are nothing here. It is out of sheer ignorance that you have developed this I, me, mine. You are nobody here. Who is doing all this? I don't know how I was born. I don't know how I will die. I don't know when I will die. How this whole life is going on. Which means, without knowing anything, I am born. Without knowing anything, I will die one day. Without knowing anything, I am living. Which means there is someone who knows everything. So I am not the Karta. Please take it out of your mind. I am not the Karta at all. Till now I was in ignorance and I thought I am doing everything. No. Even if you have to understand what I am saying, you need that brain to function. If I have to say something, I need my vocal cords, my voice box, my tongue, everything has to work in coordination along with my brain. And that knowledge which is there inside the brain, it comes out in this way. It is not me. There is someone else who is there in me and working through me. Who is the true Karta? Naham Karta, Hari Karta. Hari Preranaya, Hari Priti. I am not the Karta. We need to understand this. Once we understand this, then the whole game of life, it changes. So far I thought I am the Karta, but that Narayana, that Krishna, you are the true force. That Shiva, that Ishvara, you are that life behind me, you and everybody. You are the true Karta. You are the true supporter of me. You are doing the karma. You are the Sakshi. All is you and you alone. In chapter 9, verse 18, the Lord says, Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasah Sharanam Sahrit. I am the supreme goal, the sustainer, the Lord, the witness, the abode, the refuge, the well-wisher. If one can go inside, dive deep within inside and understand all this and know that the Lord is Sarvakarta. The Lord is Sarvagnya. The Lord is Antaryami. The Lord is Sarveshwaraha. The Lord is everything and everything. Once this understanding starts, there is no other in life. It is the Lord and Lord alone in you and in the person in front of you and all around. Once this knowledge sets in deeply, then a U-turn starts in your life. It starts happening. That knowledge starts sprouting in. That I am nothing here. I am nowhere in the whole game of life. It was by delusion that till the dream was going on, you thought that you are a person in that dream. But later on, when you wake up, you realize that it was just an illusion. I am nowhere in the whole game of life. I am just a dream character in the dream which the Lord is experiencing. Only by ignorance I am deluded from that supreme truth. I come to know that this body and mind is being used by the Almighty. I am not saying anything, I am not hearing anything, I am not doing anything. It is that pure consciousness which is expressing through this body, mind and senses. Consciousness. I have no role to play here. Let's take an example which we have studied earlier. A bank cashier. Now you see, many of us have seen where you go to a bank, there is a cage kind of a counter which is completely covered with mesh, and there inside you see a person with one fan which is rotating on his head. He is sitting there and is loads of money around him, heaps and heaps of money around him. Now is all that money of the cashier? No. Somebody comes, A comes and he deposits 1 lakh. Another person comes and he deposits 10,000. Another person comes and he deposits 5,000. Somebody else comes and he draws 2 lakhs. Somebody draws 10 lakhs. Now the people who draw money means they got that money from the cashier. You meant to say they felicitate the cashier, or they are grateful to the cashier because he gave them money, 1 lakh, 5 lakh, 10 lakh, whatever they wanted. No, rather if the cashier delays, even a little delay, they go and fire him. They say, what are you doing? We are sitting here since last half an hour. Please give our money. And you show your token. That way you behave. So the money deposited by various people, will they have a doubt? Now these are people who have drawn money. People have deposited money. Will you go with a doubt that I gave that cashier and then you come to know that that cashier expired that day? Will you have a doubt that, already my money is gone? No, you have a deposit slip which is duly stamped and you say whether the person is alive or is dead, my money is safe. So although the money is received and paid by the cashier, but the cashier has got no role or right over that money. This is the way it has to be in understanding this truth. I am like that bank cashier. I am transacting so many things, but it is not mine. Just like the cashier, he is representing the bank. Nothing belongs to him. The moment he tries to take money, then you know what is the situation. He'll be put behind bars. Meaning he comes under bondage. That is what exactly is happening to us. How are we coming under bondage? That money which belongs to the bank. We are that, as the cashier says, this is my money. And he gets into trouble. In the same way, every karma which is done by this body, mind, senses is done by that Purusha, that Ishvara. Through this Prakriti, this Jiva, it is done through him. It does not belong to you. That is ignorance. That I, me, just say it is all used by Prakriti. I am just like that bank cashier. Nimittamatram bhavasavya sachin. In the 11th chapter, 33 verse, Lord says, bhavasavya sachin. Oh Arjuna, I have already killed everybody. You think that you are taking a bow, arrow and you are killing. No, I have already killed. Now just rule the kingdom, that's it. Here it may be Lord says, I have killed everybody and you become the king and you rule the kingdom, or it could be the other way around. Everything what has to happen has already happened, and a person should not take credit or debit of whatever is happening in his life. Once you get this, I don't have any kartrutva. Everything is happening at his command and at his will and wish. Once you get that, that becomes a true karma sanyasa. Although you are doing karma, although the cashier is giving cash, receiving cash, nothing belongs to him. In the same way, you keep doing your karma and no action will ever bind you. Atmavantam na karmani nibadnanti dhananjaya. No karma will nibadnanti, bind you. How a cashier got bound? When he tries to say that this is my money. The money what I gave is mine, or the money what I receive is mine, then he is bound by just like we are bound by law of karma, he is bound by the law of the bank, and he will be put into bondage under the criminal act. So we are all governed by an act. So if you want to get out of that, say that I am not the doer. Even though your body is functioning, but I am not the doer. Arjuna gets this knowledge that I am not the karta. That Sarvagna, Sarveshwara is everything. Now the Lord says, now that you have got this knowledge, get up and fight the battle. In what frame of mind? That I am not the doer. There is somebody in me who is doing everything. That becomes karma sanyasa yoga. So see, he is getting into war now. Get up and fight, the Lord says. Get into action. Know that you are not the doer. Know there is somebody else who is the doer in you. And with that knowledge, you move forward in fighting this war. So this is the whole introduction to the chapter of 5. I'll just read the first verse. Arjuna uvacha sanyasam karmanam Krishna punaryogam cha samshasi yachreyayetaro yekam rekam tanme bruhi sunishchitam. This is the 5th question out of the total 16 questions of Arjuna. In the entire Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna has asked 16 questions, and this is the 5th question of the 5th chapter. Yachreya means for my well-being, welfare, goodness. Etayorekam, tell me one thing. Tanme bruhi, please tell me. Bruhi means tell me. Sunishchitam, decisively. Now don't put me into any more confusion that this is good, this is also good, that is better, this is best. No. Please tell me one thing. Oh Krishna, this is that sincere prayer of Arjuna. Now we have understood how that whole knowledge of the last 4 chapters we have used as a summary or an introduction to the 5th chapter. Once we know that this is the way now Lord Krishna is going to teach us, know the real doer behind you. You keep doing whatever you are doing. You know that the thought came from divine, and it is this divine body which is created, nurtured by the Almighty, is doing an action. I am not the doer. With this intention, when you start performing in this world, no action will bind you. Because it is prarabdha karma, this body will experience whatever it has to experience, undergo, and all the miseries, the joy, the sorrow, the fear, the anxiety, everything will experience. The moment you become this person, you will start suffering, but the moment you see the person, see who? You, the person, as a sakshi, then you will be free of all worries. Just like you see somebody else, see your own self as somebody else. That you know yourself to be the true consciousness, expressing through this body, mind, and senses. Then life becomes blissful. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. So we'll get into action now from the next class. Understand what Lord Krishna is saying, how he tells us this knowledge in a different way, and start imbibing. I tell you, this chapter again it has got a different flavor, a different blend. Told in how we can, as we learnt of the yajnas in the previous chapter, doing every action in the same way. Here he goes to the depth of Every action like seeing, hearing, talking, smelling, touching, excreting, here he talks about these things, the simple most things what one can look at in life, daily life, and how to divinize all that. He starts explaining this, slowly unfolds. Okay, now let's get some the meaning of divine names. We have verse number 39, 360 and 61. Let's read the verse. अतुलशरभो भीमः समयज्ञो हविर्हरिः सर्वलक्षणलक्षण्यो लक्ष्मीवान् समितिञ्जयः. Sarvalakshana-lakshanyah, known through all methods of proofs, meaning he is the one self that is ultimately proved by all scientific investigations and philosophical inquiries. Whether it be through Dvaita or through Advaita philosophy, the ultimate truth experienced by the realized seeker is this great Vishnu. 361, Lakshmivan, the consort of Lakshmi, meaning the husband of Lakshmi. He is the spirit, Purusha, that thrills the entire world of matter, Prakriti. Matter thrilled with the spirit is the dynamic world that we see around. Thus, the manifested Lord is ever wedded to Lakshmi. Lakshmi also means effulgent. And therefore, the Lord who is ever effulgent, meaning the pure consciousness that illumines everything, is indeed Lakshmivan. To such a magnificent Lord, we offer our humble salutations, seek His grace, mercy, and blessings. Now let's chant Dhanvantari mantra 3 times. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashahastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidhaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidhaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye त्रैलोक्यनिधये श्रीमहाविष्णुस्वरूप श्रीधन्वन्तरी स्वरूप श्री 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 औषधचक्र नारायणाय स्वाहा. To the Lord of Health, Lord Dhanvantari, we offer our sincere and humble salutations to seek His grace and mercy, to give us a life till we attain realization. Om Tat Sat. Now let's do the Sakshatkara Siddhi Yoga Dhyana. First, let's start with the pranayam on a basis of 1:4:2. This Sakshi Bhava meditation, what we are doing, is one of the most highly recommended meditations for advanced spiritual seekers. So do it with that sense of understanding. Relax your body. Sit comfortably. Head, neck and spine in a straight line. Relax your forehead, your face, your neck, your shoulders. Relax your upper body. Relax your lower body. Now let's start with the pranayam. 1:4:2. 1 is inhale, 4 times is hold, and 2 times is exhale. Let's begin. Slowly bring your attention or your mind and observe the thoughts that come in your mind. Without being judgmental on the thoughts that come in your mind. Watch the thoughts. slowly moving away. You are a witness to the thoughts. In the same way, you are a witness to your mind. You are a witness to this body too. Observe your breath. And observe your thoughts. Go deep within yourself. Crossing over your mind and thoughts. Experience the awareness within you as nothing but the reflection of the consciousness which is all pervading. that pure consciousness, expressing through this body, mind, and senses. I am that pure consciousness, expressing through this body, mind, and senses. I am that pure consciousness, expressing through this body, mind, and senses. Practice to live in this Sakshi Bhava, becoming a witness of your own self. In ignorance, you are this jiva. In knowledge, you are the pure consciousness. True liberation is nothing but knowing you are not this body, you are not this mind, and you are not this senses. Liberation is knowing that you are that pure consciousness, which is pervading the entire universe. That pure consciousness is experiencing a dream. You are a character in that dream. This whole creation is nothing but the dream of the Creator, your consciousness. You are that awareness. Reflecting on the mind of this jiva. Slowly bring your attention to your breath. Become aware of yourself. Become aware of where you are seated. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha.
Connected to Sunival's Lisa.
Rub your palm. Place them on your eyes. Slowly and gently. Open your eyes. Together, we offer today's Gita Jnana Yajna at the lotus feet of the Lord to seek His grace, mercy, and blessings. Naham karta hari preranaya hari prityartam. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Idam nama mama. Om Tat Sat.
Connected to Sunival's Lisa.